been on high-seeded teams before. What can home court advantage mean for a team, that, especially now that you guys have it?
I think it'll be good for us, just be in that position, be home in front of our fans, get to, those first 2 games away are really tough. Not to say that there's like easy games out there in the playoffs. So, but just having the opportunity to be home for that first round and for the first 2 games, and hopefully get a good momentum, get a couple of wins or something, and have our crowd behind us. I'm sure probably feel a lot better than starting on the road. But at the end of the day, you still got to win 4 no matter what.
What did it take for you guys to turn things around from 10-15 to now be hosting?
Wait, say it one more time.
Sorry. You guys are 10-15, turn it around to now be hosting. What did that take to you?
Yeah, no, I think it was a lot of just sticking to the plan. I think sometimes early on you can just miss some shots or whatever, and you find yourself losing some games that you're not supposed to lose, or you feel like you're supposed to win, and it's easy to just kind of like quit. I think the guys just kept just the fire, and again there was a lot of inconsistency in the way we played, and I thought we fixed a lot of that as the season was going, and everyone just getting a little bit more comfortable in their roles, and I think we're still figuring that part out, but it's just like a lot more continuity and like just fluidity and like how the way we play and on both ends of the floor. So that always, not always, but mostly equals kind of wins. So I think it was a good run for us, especially after All-Star break, and just getting some wins there.
You've obviously been preaching since you got here April, May, June, and do you feel like you got that message across that guys didn't let what was going wrong in November and December affect them too much because they had that in their minds?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think so. I thought our mind was in the right place, just continue to grind the games out and find ways to win. You can argue that there's some games that we're supposed to win or we didn't win, or but I thought we got it done, and got some big wins, and now just hope to continue to do that into the playoffs, because now it doesn't matter, right? Like the season, the regular season is over, and you just have these playoff games that you have to win every single night, and no matter what happens, no matter how many points you score, the winner usually is the one that feels better at the end of it. So that's all we got to focus on, and just trying to get as many wins as we can.
You took Jairus under your wing a lot, and I spent a lot of time with him in the offseason. What has it meant to you to see him step up in some of these situations the last couple of weeks?
He's been tough. Like he's been, I think it's hard coming in as a young player, and again, so much pressure, and you're supposed to be this or that, and I thought he handled it well, and I'm sure it was hard for him just to be out there, not playing some games, and in this last stretch, he's out there, he's hustling, he's playing the way, with joy, he's shooting the hell out of the ball, and I just think that like he's focused. Like I can see it in the way he carried himself, and so those are some of the things I always try to tell him. Just wait for your time, man. Your time is coming, and you just got to be ready to run with it once you get that opportunity. And I think he's been doing that lately.
A couple weeks ago, we were talking, and I think you said, I haven't opened a playoff series in this building, and now you're going to get that opportunity to. What does that mean to you?
Special, man. I mean, this is it's always been a long time coming. I think this is one of the best places to play. In the playoff, the atmosphere, the environment, just the city, it's just different like buzz that comes with it. So, I'm excited just to open things up here. I think the way we started the season where we are now, it's a huge thing. But, more than anything, we have a lot more work to do, and we got to keep our eyes forward.
Beyond the obvious and tangible crowd things, what to you makes playing at home so valuable?
Well, sleeping in your own bed, that's huge. I think stick to your normal routine, is big. Not having to rely on, stuff on the road and whatnot. For me personally, routine is everything. It's something that just keeps me grounded, keeps me balanced. So that's big for me. Home court is huge just for, the fans, the energy, the atmosphere. You hit a big shot, you start to feel everything that's going on around you and, propel you to different places.
Kyle was just talking about the importance of making sure you do enjoy this milestone, basically, and think, he was just talking about thinking back to this year and everything you guys went through. And what are the kind of memories that go through your mind, whether it's this year or just in your career or this last couple of years with this group, that you think about, when you guys, just reached this milestone?
Yeah, just how much we've grown, how much we've matured, as a group, from 3 years ago, or honestly even 4 years ago to, when Ty first got here, we were rebuilding, what I mean? And we were building for this specific moment. So just stick it all out, see it all come to fruition. For me personally, it's special. Obviously, just with the highs and lows I've been through here. But again, we're just building for the future. Laying the foundation, and that foundation is set pretty well. It all depends on what we do from here. And Yeah, man, I'm just kind of proud of our growth. Defensively, it's been a huge thing for us as well. Going from last year, what we were, to where we are now, and our communication, just honestly, even just our growth and chemistry as a group. Even off the floor, just guys just kicking it. I mean, that's all that stuff goes a long way.
You take some pride in that defensive rating being, top half. It was 13th or 14th at one point this week. I mean, that's for the season. That's not since January or not since the All-Star break. That's for the whole season.
Of course, when you're in the center, you're the one anchoring the defense. So a lot of stuff's going to fall on you. Whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, people are going to look towards you. Being the biggest guy out there. So obviously take pride in being out there and just I just hold down the fort. I've always been a shot blocker, but there's there's a lot more to defense than blocking shots. So yeah.
You guys obviously had to get a stop to get through this one. I mean, just what did you like about just how you guys forced them to take a shot they didn't want to take at the end there?
Well, I think overall, when you play any team's second unit or third unit, they're gonna come out there with a whole bunch of energy, gassed up, trying to prove themselves, and we allowed them to get their confidence early, so it ended up being sort of tough for us. But I think that we dug down, we stuck to our principles, and we were able to dig it out just by playing our way of basketball.